So big day today in the market. CPI data in Bitcoin flips bullish. Let's go ahead and talk about what that means for you and your crypto portfolio, as well as stock markets are at all-time high. So what's really driving this? Let's go ahead and break it down. I am Josh, also known as Rager over on X or Twitter. I break down the markets each and every week, giving you guys updates as an OG who has made millions in this crypto market. I have nothing to sell you other than just try to give you some good feedback and opinion on the crypto market so that you guys can be as successful as possible. So if you've not yet subscribed, make sure that you do so below. Would love to have you and would love to hear your comments on the video and thoughts. So stock market 36% up from the lows in April. That's $15 trillion added to the market cap. 15 trillion, not billion, which is pretty massive overall. If you want to go ahead and look at the chart for the S&P 500, it's just straight up going up, right? Following those moving averages, it's just in a straight uptrend here on the 4-hour as well as the daily. It looks pretty good. But as we know, big news is around the corner. What's going to happen here in a week at FOMC? Well, let's go ahead and break that down. We see with the Fed watch here in September, FOMC rate cuts, which as we all know, if there are rate cuts in the market from the Federal Reserve, that is going to put markets risk on as it's cheaper to borrow money. Therefore, people are going to buy Bitcoin, stocks, whatever else, right? So we have a 92% chance, 92.8% chance actually for a 25 basis cut, as well as an 8% chance for a 50 basis cut, which I don't think is going to be likely, and I don't think it's actually a good thing, even if that were to happen. But the good news is, if we go on from September, let's go ahead and go to October as well. 80% chance for another 25% basis point cut is being in probability-wise, and December by the end of the year, 75% probability of yet another 25 basis point cuts. That leads us to 75 basis point cuts here in the next 3 months, which again, as we know, it's already starting to have an impact on everything. Now, we've seen that the 10-year Treasury yield has fallen to 4%, and of course, that's the first time that has happened since April lows. Let's go ahead and look at that. Go ahead and zoom out. And so this is where we're currently at right now here in September. And we saw that last happen back in April. So this is the lowest as far as this goes with the bonds. And so what that means potentially is that people are preparing to buy risk assets. So that could be a good thing. Now, even though the stock market is at all-time highs, unlike back in April when it was down, this is quite a bit of a change since what we saw just a few months ago. So with that, I think a lot of people still remain bullish, even though stock markets are at all-time highs, which again, most of you are here because of Bitcoin and crypto. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart for Bitcoin, which right now, as I said here in the video, Bitcoin flips bullish in that level of 113K was the key level for me to want to flip bullish. And I wanted to also see it flip on the daily chart. Currently on the daily chart, we are seeing that flip and it goes up. And my current target right now is up here around 117 to 118. Now, this is the thing about Bitcoin with this. I want to see Bitcoin not only hit this level, but I want to see it on the daily chart, flip it and break it on the daily. Only then will I truly be bullish for Bitcoin to then move on to go to its all-time high of up over $124,000. I think it can happen, and the market is currently flipping right now. Like as I said, yields are down, and again, risk assets seem to be going up, and FOMC here is in a week. So a lot of good things are going on. Huge news, of course, with this week. Again, jobs are also, as far as that goes with the unemployment, we can see that, again, the Fed will want to cut rates. So again, 117 is what we're looking for. I want to see price not reject off here. Again, a lot of people, I think, will take profit here. So be ready for a potential sweep above this, come back down, retest, and then potential break above. So if you're a trader, these are some pretty good trading opportunities for you. If you're an investor, just understand if you're holding Bitcoin, you may still have a while to go until it can break all-time highs, because we want to see it break this 117 level. If it can do that, flip that level, then I think we're going to sit here and see a retest of 124K. Okay, that's how I'm breaking it down. If for any reason Bitcoin decides to break down or breaks below this 113 level again, I do foresee us potentially going down and retesting at least 109, but I think that we would probably sweep this level at 107 and retest there. So that's really what we've been doing here over the past few months, is just ranging back and forth. It's been a great market overall to trade, but I think there's a lot of good things going on when it comes to changes in the market environment. That is, again, with the rate cuts coming and a lot of people being ready for risk on assets. And Bitcoin's already pulled back 10-12%. So again, it is ready for a rally. Unlike stocks that have yet to pull back, Bitcoin is pulled back, and I do believe that it has enough steam now to push higher to all-time highs. And again, historically, in my previous videos, I gave you both a bullish and bearish scenario. I will continue to hold to that. Again, we want to break above 117, hold that, break back down below 113K, likely go and retest 107. Don't want to think about anything else until it happens, because we want to take it level by level and day by day, and that's how you are successful in this market. Everything else is just speculation. Now, Ethereum right now is, unlike Bitcoin, is unable to break higher. Of course, with Bitcoin breaking above 113, Ethereum has yet to break above 4,500. And again, I have actually bought some Ethereum here, even though it has rejected. I did buy some Bitcoin at the break of 113. And again, I did buy some Ethereum just in case it shows some strength. But right now, currently, it's still lagging a little bit, and I want to see it, at least push up and break above 4,500. It's not a big spot position, but overall, I did add a little to it right here in case the market does jump continuously. If the market in Bitcoin does break above 117, that would be also good for Ethereum. Now, if we can go ahead and look at Bitcoin dominance, it's actually just going sideways here. We did see it top out here back in June and potentially bottom here in September at around 57%. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, though, again, I am more bullish Bitcoin than Ethereum right now, because it can no longer, it not only can't break this level of 4,500, again, I needed to break 4,700 for it to, again, go to all-time highs and break above 5,000. But just understand that Bitcoin dominance typically needs to lead for a little bit for this market to have continuation on for a bullish market environment. So I would love to see Bitcoin dominance actually go up. I would love to see my Bitcoin long and Bitcoin spot positions go up as well, and then expect later on Ethereum and a lot of the altcoins to follow. Now, if you're looking for strong altcoins, there are two that I actually like. That is Solana and Hyperliquid. Solana, you can see, continues to follow this 21-hour moving average, just continues to trend on up. It looks really good right now. Now, pullbacks are to be expected. And if it pulls back, again, I don't think it's going to go much lower than 20 or 220 right here. But a pullback is to be expected as far as that goes. We've seen it, Solana keep this uptrend over the past few months. It's looked really good. Again, pullbacks are to be expected, but again, Solana is one of the strongest assets in major cryptos right now. If you're going to dollar cost average anything, I think Solana is one of those. Just want to see it continue to hold this 220 level, and from there, as long as it doesn't break back below 200, I think we're good to go to push up to 300, as long as the market continues up here in the coming week. Now, Hyperliquid again has hit new highs. It's now retesting that area again with Hyperliquid. Very strong right now. It's a newer asset here over the past couple of years, and typically when we see each crypto cycle, there are assets that actually perform better than others, and usually those are the newer assets. Again, Hyperliquid, a ton of volume, a ton of eyes on it, a ton of hype. Again, with the ticker hype, no pun intended, but it's doing very well overall. So along with Solana, I do like Hyperliquid. It has been trending up quite nicely here over the past week. And I think if you zoom out to the daily chart, you're going to see that we actually had a breakout of this pattern, this compression pattern, which typically leads to bullish reaction in the market. So a retest of the $51 level would not shock me whatsoever, and it's totally fine. I do want to see it hold above this $50 range. So if Hyperliquid can hold above $50, I think that it's got a good trend going, and that a retest in that area is a good buy opportunity or a long opportunity for it to go higher. Again, as long as the market overall does well and we see stocks go higher and we see that the FOMC rate cuts next week actually plays in the favor of the both stock market and crypto markets overall. But that's really what I have to say today. CPI data came in really as expected, and I don't really have much to say about that, but that's kind of the headline for today. CPI data came back around 3.1%. Again, that's to be expected. And really, even though inflation is up slightly, that's not really a big deal because the target is that area. That's what was expected. And as long as it's not above expected, then we're good to go. Okay. So CPI data, PPI data, both came in as expected, or actually a little bit lower for PPI. That is overall bullish for the markets. And that leads us to those FOMC rate cuts here in the coming week. But overall, things look fantastic. Bitcoin is slowly up. Ethereum holding steady, not dumping, and the stock market is at all-time highs. And that's what we want to continue to see going into the weekend. So that's really what I have to say today. And make sure that you guys follow me. I am doing these live streams each and every week on around the afternoon for USA time. So if you are available to catch those, I do some Bitcoin giveaways here on occasion. So you make sure to comment on the video, and that's how you can get actually involved with those Bitcoin giveaways. In the chat, leave a comment in those live streams, as well as comment on the current recorded videos that you're watching right now. But that's really my market update for today. Bitcoin is looking strong. We want to see it break above that 117 level, and I think if it can do that, it will then retest those all-time highs up at 124K. With that said, guys, that's it for me today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Trade safe, and I will see you on the next one.